toes, knees, pull.
Let's get this boot camp started.
Esports, just like in any sports, having a good training program is essential for your performance on the virtual track.
Bottom left. Why am I helping?
When we are training, we are used to drive for sometimes hours on end. So it's important to have that physical support and the physical training in order to avoid fatigue, avoid concentration loss as well with mental training. It's crucial to extract all of the performance out of it.
Do you want some sound effects?
The endurance racing, you can be doing up to 2 hours at a time really, and that's quite physical when you've got heavy force feedback and heavy brake pedals and accelerators and so on. So it can really play quite a big part, and you want to be at the top of your game. So if you're starting to fade halfway through a 2-hour stint and the guy next to you isn't fading, it really comes into it.
Right, here's an onboard lap of knock hill. And then left, down the hill. And over the chicane.
Purple sector 1.
Direction change is a bit difficult. So another right.
Yep.
And then braking for the hairpin. That's a lap of knock hill.
Come on, Chris. Come on. Let's go. Let's go.
Put your back into it.
Esports can be a really isolating environment. So being able to catch up with teammates here in Maranello is great, and the fact we undergo the same treatment as any other drivers. We receive the same training, we undergo the same coaching and development, and we get to use all these facilities here in Maranello, which is amazing.
You lie down, and me and Isaac will put the weights on for each side.
We are very lucky here at the Scuderia Ferrari HP Esports team to have all of the facilities, all of the support you're getting, especially the mental support from teammates, from performance coaches, from the managers. It really helps to get that extra little bit out of you on the mental side of things. Being able to channel that to a positive motivation is crucial to get that one qualifying lap correct. More passion, more energy.
Oof. Your stats are always pretty good, actually.
Practicing reactions through reaction tests is a great way to get the quick reaction very comfortable sort of in your mind. The more you do those reaction tests, the more comfortable you are with the reflexes and reacting quickly. And that's something we need as esports drivers, avoiding a car on track, catching a snap of oversteer, for instance. And as the race goes on, if it's a 24-hour race, you need to hold that concentration as well. And so the more you're used to being quick with reactions, the more you'll be able to keep that going throughout a long race, for instance.
Before a race, to get in the right mindset, it's very strange, but I just like to get off the simulator, go and hang a washing out, do something that's taking your mind off the quali lap that's almost coming up. We've done the preparation, try not to think about it too much, but it's a very hard thing. Like, I'm 10 plus years into sim racing now, and I still get the shakes at points. So it happens, and you've just really got to learn to control it. So it's a very important side of sim racing also.
To be able to extract the best out of myself, I usually do a stint and do a lot of laps. Then take a break, for example, do some physical training in the gym to clear my mind, and then after I get back home, my mind is, well, sort of reset, and I can get back into the sim and drive better than I did before, and probably improve way more than if I would sit in my rig 6 hours in a row.
So after that run, I think when we look at the data, we're just running a little bit too much wing. So let's take a little bit of wing off for both of you and give it a try and see if it can carry the minimum speed in like the carousels and these quick corners onto the back straight, and we'll just go from there, and we'll see what you guys think.
To be able to extract the most performance out of the car during the race, you have to have looked at the data during practice as well. For instance, if you see in the data that you have more front end tire wear as the race goes on and as the laps goes on, the front wear out more than the rears, you can expect a little bit of understeer towards the end of the stint, because you can see that happening in the data. So then having that knowledge through the data then makes you able to make the adjustments mid-race to avoid that end of stint understeer. You can see a pattern coming in before you can actually feel it in the car. So it's an important part in our training, and sets us up nicely for the race.
It carries a bit more speed into the carousel and on the final carousel before the back straight as well, ever so slightly. So just getting you the run out of it and carrying the speed. But I'm sure more laps will get there, not a problem.
The data in the real world and the sim world is exactly the same. It's even the same program that we use. Maybe 10 years ago, maybe data wasn't quite the thing. These days, every session, there's data, comparisons. If you're not using it, you're probably going to be a few tenths off, so it's a very important tool.
He's on at 8:11 at the minute.
I had one massive slide at the end of the lap.
The biggest difference is from a sprint race to an endurance race for like practicing and preparing for the race. So again, mindset coming into these things. If you're coming into a sprint race, you've got to sort of be on the ball with quali, and if you're coming for an endurance race, it's all about being consistent and really being consistent over like an hour or 2 hour stints, and not having 2 or 3 laps where you drop a couple of seconds. You've got to be within a couple of tenths for 2 hours the whole way, no matter what. And it's the level of sim racing and esports these days, it's just insane. So yeah, very tricky.
The tips I have for this year's Scuderia Ferrari HP Esports Series drivers: when you're in the race, just try to stay calm. I know it's probably really difficult, but it's probably the most important thing to be able to extract the best out of yourself. Try not to think about the championship or winning it. Just do what you always do. Focus on driving, and it might be a very good race for you.
Winning last year's Ferrari HP Esports Series was an honor, but after joining the Ferrari HP Esports team, it only got better after that. Being able to be at the car launch, to be at the facility, walk through the sports and be at the esports arena, it really makes you feel privileged and honored, but at the same time makes you feel at home as well, and being motivated to try your absolute best for the team. So it's a really, really cool feeling to be part of the team.